Reminder: we were told Biden wouldn't face prosecution because he's an elderly man with a poor memory. We were told no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case versus Hillary. Yet the system targets Trump. Americans see this two-tiered system and election interference. Trump was found guilty of all 34 charges in the New York business records case. Here's what you need to know. Trump is the first former president to ever be convicted of a crime after leaving office. He was found guilty of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records for categorizing his reimbursements to his lawyer for hush money payments as legal expenses. Falsifying business expenses is a misdemeanor in New York, with a 2-year statute of limitations. The alleged crime took place in 2017, 6 years before Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg filed charges, but the misdemeanor can be raised to a felony with a 6-year statute of limitations if it furthered another crime, which is what Bragg has alleged. The exact nature of the other crime was not specified until closing arguments, and on Tuesday, prosecutors finally revealed that the other crime was a violation of a New York State election law that makes it a misdemeanor to conspire to promote the election of any person to public office by unlawful means. So the other crime is also a misdemeanor, which is only a crime if it involves another crime. In this case, whatever crime makes the election conspiracy unlawful. So what crime is that? Judge Juan Merchan told the jury they could choose between 3 options: a violation of the Federal Election Campaign Act, FECA, New York tax fraud, and falsification of other business records, which means Trump falsified business records to conspire to steal the election by falsifying business records. The non-disclosure agreement was unreported campaign expenditures, since news of Trump's affairs would have hurt his campaign, they say. FECA can only be enforced by the Federal Election Commission and the Department of Justice. Both declined to prosecute Trump because there isn't a case, but there's more. In 2022, Hillary Clinton paid $113,000 to settle an FEC investigation for paying a British spy to concoct the fake Steele dossier, and she also reported the payments as legal expenses. Were there 34 felony charges against her? Of course not. So what happens now? The appeal goes to a New York court that is seated 100% by black women, although only 1.5% of lawyers are in that demographic. 94% of black women voted against Trump. After Trump loses here, it goes to the Supreme Court where Trump will walk free, perhaps before sentencing on July 11th, 4 days before the Republican National Convention will officially nominate Trump as its presidential candidate.